Thank you and good morning. I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is the Appropriations Economic Development Committee. And I just want to thank everybody that's helped us with this budget, especially Morgan Hall and how hard she's worked, and all the people on the committee, and especially our chairman, Terry England. He always, when I go to him, he always has time to talk to me and has such good advice. I didn't mean that as a joke. I mean, that's a compliment. I didn't mean for it to come out like that. I meant it as a compliment. I'm sorry. I did not come out the way I meant for it to. Okay. Department of Ag. Let's start with Department of Ag, line 13.2.2. We passed a hemp bill at last year, and this is to fund the operation of the hemp bill act that we did, 317,000 plus. Line 13.2.3. Our committee recommends to increase the base salary in order to retain critical conditions, and this 565,000 plus will account for a 4% merit raise for people in the Department of Ag who've been there for 10 to 20 years and make less than 40,000. Line 13.2.2. We're recommending that you hire a soil sample scientist and one compliance scientist and 2 vehicles. This is to implement the bill we passed in 2021 for House Bill 1057 to help our soil, keep our soils characteristics steady. 13.2.2, 333,000 plus to establish the Farmers Consumer Market Bulletin as the official regulatory and education tool for the GATE program. Line 13.4.3, the department has done a great job of working with our farmers markets. And so we are asking them to and we're not taking the cut for to retain the money that was given to them last year. 13.6.1, we're recommending restoring $1,000 cut to the Georgia Agricultural Expedition Authority. These funds will help the Georgia Fairgrounds get prepared for the National Fair. 13.7.1, this line item advises the Georgia Development Authority to utilize uncommitted forestry emergency disaster relief assistance funds for normal farmland and agricultural business loans offered by the authority. 13.8.1, to address the increasing workload of the Georgia Soil and Water Conservation Commission, $57,000 plus is proposed to hire one rural water technologist. This position works on federal water quality grants statewide. Now we will go to the Department of Community Affairs. In the Department of Community Affairs, if you'll go to line 16.9, Special Housing Initiative, this is to provide funds for the Southern Georgia Regional Commission Area Aging to hire a behavioral health coach for senior adults. And these senior adults, many of them are at risk to be homeless. And the next change is on 16.11.1, state economic development programs. We are asking that they utilize existing uncommitted regional economic business assistance funds to meet future obligations. And you'll see that we're asking them to use $5 million that they already have for their future obligations. The next change is from 16.13.1. We eliminated funds for the North Georgia Water Planning District. They do not need this money for another 5 years because they've just completed their study, and we appreciate everything that the Water Council does for the state, but we will give them the $550,000 when in 5 years when it comes up. 16.15.1, we agreed with the governor's add of 39 million plus for Rural Innovation Fund. Excuse me. 16.15.2, to provide funds to establish a broadband grant program. We agreed with the governor's plan of $10 million. There is an add on this program in Community Affairs. We would like to add $150,000 to help administrate and maintain the maps we have. The maps they've done on broadband are some of the probably the first and the best in the United States, and we want to keep those maps up. So we're suggesting that put $150,000 in to keep these maps up. Our next change in the budget is on economic development. 23.1, you probably remember that last year the economic development used some funds for building improvement that they pay in every year to pay their rent, help pay their rent, and those funds are not available this year, so we're restoring $155,000 of that money. 13.5.2, under economic development, we're providing for funds for one more project manager. Since COVID, there's been a big increase in interest in Georgia, and this is to sort of help with their workload. 13.6.1, provide funds for inflated costs of existing contractual services. As you're aware that the Department of Economic Development has contracts all over the world, and as things go up in cost, so do these contracts. And so we're suggesting to put $100,000 in that to take care of these contracts. 23.7.1, this is just a small thing. It was $1,000 for a teacher retirement system. We said zero since they no longer have that person employed there. Tourism. I think anybody that has come to Atlanta lately knows that the tourism market and this convention thing is just really way, way down. And we appreciate all the work that the staff has done at the Georgia World Congress Center to keep things afloat. And we're asking for $2.5 million to help the staff rehire people that they've had to terminate because of this, or some people have gone to work in other agencies to sort of help out with the COVID crisis. And this is to help them reestablish and get ready for conventions and try to get things opened up so we can get things back, the economy moving. Forestry. You'll notice on forestry, we have in each department of the forestry, we've had to put in money for their workman's compensation premium. And you'll find this on line item 26.1, 26.21, 26.31, and 26.41. There's been a big increase over it's a 3-year average of their workman's comp due to the the injuries they've had when they're fighting fires and fighting the, and with the hurricane and all the work that they've done to try to help us out in these disasters. And it's very, it's not a real safe environment to be working in when you're fighting fires, and we appreciate them doing that. And this is for their workman's comp premium. And the increase on the workman's comp premium is $184,636. And you'll find if you add all these up, it will come to that. The next change, oh, you will notice in forestry too, there's a change on 26.1.2 and 26.2.2. This money was just in the wrong department, and they just, it's no change in funds, but we did flip funds from one department to the other. It's just a transfer of funds and getting it in the right area. Public Service Commission on lines 40.1.1. The Public Service Commission was sued, and these funds are for anticipated cost of the lawsuit. This lawsuit was made against the Secretary of State's office, but since it was regarding public service, the money has to come out of public service. We put some money in the supplemental budget to cover the costs that had already been, but now we're anticipating $100,000 more legal fees. So we're going to pay $50,000 now, and in supplemental, if they need it, we will address that then. Do I have any questions from anybody on the committee or from anybody that's attending virtually? No questions? If no questions, do I hear a motion do pass? Do I hear a second?
Motion do pass.
And a second by Representative Jackson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And I just want to thank y'all for being so attentive and all y'all have done to help us do this, and the encouragement you've given and your advice. Thank you for being on my committee. No, I'm not trying to be funny. I didn't mean to be.